Howdy guys, welcome back to Hollow Knight, Part 2. Oh man, we were just hanging out in the train station here, we just opened the Stagway. You know what I might do? It might be smart to do this just so we don't have to do it later. Let's go to Dirtmouth and just open this up. Besides, we could actually get a couple of charms here that would be useful moving forward here. Yeah, this guy makes a lot of weird old man noises. Honestly, I think he might be my favorite character in the game though, just because of a certain thing you get to do with him later. So when you open the door from the inside, lo and behold, we're back in Dirtmouth again. Hell yeah. Awesome stuff. Now we got a couple more buildings we can look at. I'm only interested in this one. So we talked to the guy who makes the maps, and he told us his wife opened a shop. Well, here she is, and look at that ass. You thought Curlia had a big ass? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Bapanada.
Bapanada. Come to buy a map, have you? It's really my husband you should be dealing with, but what a surprise, he's headed down below. He'll pop back occasionally to deliver new maps for the store, but I do wish he'd spend a little more time up here. I've not much interest in retail myself. Now let's see what's here for me to sell. Wayward Compass and Quill. These are the two biggies. You want both of these if you can get them. Looks like I'm not going to have enough money for both of them, so I'll just take Wayward Compass for now. The Quill will enable you to fill out the map as you go, but it's kind of a funny little system because it doesn't actually fill out the map as you go. What happens is you'll remember where you've gone, and when you get back to a bench, that's when it'll fill out the map. So I'm just going to slap that on right there, and we're just going to keep going here. Ooh, I really wish I had that dash right about now. Also, I walked past it. Can't believe I did that. Maybe we'll actually fight our first proper boss today, I don't know. I love these wheels turning on this platform, it just looks so cool. Every little detail in this game is just beautiful. And there's so many times when, you know, you could just stop and just look at the background and just take it in. And I think doing that more often would actually make it easier to remember where you are sometimes in this game. Because there's a certain side quest that you do in this game that takes you across a certain pathway through the game. It's like a long way across the map, but you can't skip, you can't fast travel it, you have to actually do it just by walking there. And, but the thing of it is, that side quest probably took me like 5 tries to do. And in those 5 tries, just in those 5 tries, I got to know that path so well that now, every time I come across it, any point in the path, I recognize it. And I'm like, hey, I know where I am right now. And it's like, okay, that's cool. Ultimately, it is repetition that helps you to kind of learn your way around. But repetition across, you know, I don't know. Well, repetition what? I don't know. But like, I think having an appreciation for the backgrounds too. I'm not trying to be all higher than, or holier than thou or anything here. I'm just saying, like, I mean, even this room, this little rock formation in the back that just kind of slopes down here. Here, it just looks cool. We got all this up here. Whatever, man. But it's crazy to think, you know, that this was made by a team of basically 3 people. I mean, they had like a composer and stuff like that too. Speaking of composers, I cannot say enough nice things about Christopher Larkin, the dude who composed this game, and apparently he composed Silk Song as well, which I'm thrilled about. He did a slam-bang-up job with this game. Most of the music in this game is very... I really don't know how to describe it. Like, I once heard somebody say, they were describing a different game, but they said the music in that game whispers to you. And I think that's what the music in this game does. It kind of whispers to you. So it's not trying to tell you anything, it's just, oops. Yeah, what I was saying earlier about when you take a hit, there's also like a sound effect that happens, much like when you get hit in the head or something, and all sound goes blurry for a second. That happens when you take a hit in this game. And that can make it very maddening sometimes if you're prone to take a lot of hits. Also, that was a grub back there, a hidden grub. I didn't really say anything about it, I just kind of went and got him. The first time I saw that grub was there, I was like, how am I ever going to remember that? And then lo and behold. Okay, so this is one way we could get to Crystal Peak, but occasionally you're going to run into places like this where you can't see what you're doing. And right here, there's actually a sign, like a toll gate right here. And I can see it, but apparently we're not going to be able to interact with it until we can see what we're doing, so we can't do that. But that is like another way that you could get into Crystal Peak. The other way involves getting some move that you don't get for quite a while, for like 3 hours. Oh, I didn't mention this other thing. I just did it and I wasn't even thinking about it. This up here is my favorite grinding spot for Geo in the game. It's this guy right here. This guy that I fought just a minute ago, well, there's a bench in the room just under him, right here. So if you go and you sit on this bench, it might not be sitting on the bench that respawns him, it might be the fact that you're zoning 2 zones away, because I know that's how a lot of respawning works in other games, and I think sometimes that's how it works in this game, but I'm not totally sure. So you just sit on the bench, and of course the bench is going to heal you, so that helps too. But when you come back, he will have respawned, and he drops 45 geo. So considering how much geo we have right now, 45 is a lot. I mean, even something as big as 1800 seems a little bit easier to get to when you're getting 45 at a time. So, and it probably takes, at this point, I guess, I don't know, like a minute to do this? Just between beating him and then running back out, going to the bench, sitting down, and coming back. That whole process is about a minute. If you have the wall jump, I hate to spoil that that exists, but if you have the wall jump, you can just go up the left side and probably do it in like 45 seconds. But if you're doing it this way, you kind of have to go around the long way. So maybe you don't necessarily want to do it this early. And I'm not going to sit here and do it now on screen over and over again, but I'm going to do it a couple of times just to get enough to get what I want. Which I think I already have enough to get what I want, but whatever. A little bit of extra cushion never hurt. So eventually you get to a point where you can like actually grab 2 hits in between each cycle of this, and 3 in between those. But, like I said, it's probably better just don't get greedy. Just not to get greedy. So there you go, now I got 260. Alright. That's a pretty good bowling score. Boing boing. I think I'm gonna take a... Oh, wait. Okay, so one quick thing. When you pause the game, you can still get hurt. Watch this. Yeah, see that? So stuff doesn't, like, pause when you pause the game. So you have to make sure to be somewhere safe before you do it. Like, say, right here. Somewhere nice and sleepable. I wonder if there's something up there. Probably not. You know, I didn't really explain what this other charm does. Basically, it increases your damage when you're down to 1 HP. So, not particularly useful. It increases your damage by 50%, so... Which might be a huge deal if you're doing like a peril run, like you're playing Paper Mario or something, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's very hard not to get hit in this game. This is that gate we were in earlier where we couldn't get through the doors on either side of us, and now we can, because we hit that switch from below. So now that we've done that, we're basically all set to hit the grind here. Do I want to go back to up there, though? Do I want to get the quill is the thing? I think... Oh, boy. I think we can just go ahead and fight the boss. I'm fine with this. I can live without it. Just gotta go do it. I was on my way to him, actually. This place where you're farming, you know, Geo here is actually... The place where you go to fight the guy is actually on the path to that first boss, so... Maybe you want to do that, I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say, like... Oop. Sitting at a bench is a nice way to restore your life, but also you can just kind of heal yourself, you know, because you can do that. I mean, there's no reason to be running around with full soul. Soul is your magic meter, by the way. That thing in the top left corner, that big circle. Notice how it's like a third empty now? That's because I used some of my magic to heal. And every time you hit a monster, you get some of that back. So it's almost like you're just constantly healing as you go through the game. In that sense, because you're constantly getting magic back. I mean, if Zelda 2 did this, that would be the easiest game ever. But, unfortunately, it doesn't. So, I like to think of it that way, though. I like to think of it as you're constantly healing as you go through. Just as long as you're hitting stuff. As long as you're able to hit stuff and not get hit yourself, because, yeah, that could happen, too. There's another pathway up there. We're not going to be able to do that for a while. And I do mean a while. But, as we come through here, we got a nice little arena here. We got a couple of dudes. Oh, we have a gate. Doesn't seem like we're going to be able to do anything about that. So I'm just going to go over here. Sound of my feet hitting the floor, just it's so pleasing. I don't know. Oh man, I misjudged the timing there. Oh boy. Yeah, a lot of this game is about rhythm, and if you lose the rhythm, it's very easy to get hit again because you it's hard to get back on track with what the rhythm was. Ah, hello, dude. You're a big chunka, aren't you? There are harder versions of this boss that are actually quite balls, if I do say so myself. Oh, there we go. And the truth comes out? Yep, the truth comes out, alright. Trying to stay mellow here. I do want this to be like a mellow LP, but there might be times when I go a little crazy. You can hit these little things that are falling down here. And there's also this wall right here. you can actually hit this and I think just run away from the boss without fighting him at all. But I don't know, I want to fight him because I don't want to miss a certain thing that you actually miss out on if you don't fight him. So, let's get this guy taken care of here. He's kind of cute, I don't know, I feel a little bad. But trust me, it's not the first time you're going to feel that way about stuff in this game. Anyway. I love all the different sounds that they make in this game, it's so funny. Some of it makes some really funny sounds too, I'm not gonna lie. Uh-oh. Oh, he's about to do the thing, let's get away. Shit. Okay. Oh, there you go. So if I wanted to, I could jump over here. And I did this out of curiosity last time thinking, wait, is this like some big secret? Don't do that. Just come down here and finish him off. Because if you don't finish him off, this gate over here won't open, and then you'll have to take the long way back, all the way back around to actually finish him off and get something important here, which is the city crest. Granted, we're not going to be using it for a while, but still, it doesn't change the fact that you're going to have to come back here and revisit him. If you don't grab this geo on the way out, then God help you. It's like 200 geo we're looking at here. Yeah, 200, what do you know? And then you know how I said earlier when I was next to the map guy, I said there was a way to come through from the other side to, oh wait, we're not doing that yet. That's actually down there, that'll lead to him. But first we gotta go up here. So we got a super essential upgrade we have to get here. Yeah, because the city crest might be a little underwhelming when you look at it on, oh hey, we have a map section of our subscreen now. When you go and look at it here, stone slab bearing the crest of the Hallowness capital city has an insert on the back that would fit into a slot. And this is our map. But we're not going to be able to use that for a while, so you might be a little underwhelmed. Like, gee, I got that, I don't know what it does. What am I doing? Just carrying around with it. There are a lot of times, to be honest, that you might get stuff in this game that appears to be completely useless. And a lot of times it'll turn out to be because what you do with it is sell it to a certain guy later in the game. Because there are things you pick up in this game that their sole purpose is to be sold to make money. So I love it when RPGs have that, though. I wouldn't say this is an RPG, but anyway, I'm blabbering. Ho-ho, who is that creeping out of the darkness? Why, you're looking grim. A strange empty face and a wicked-looking weapon. Something important has drawn you down into Hallowness Corpse, but I won't ask what. Perhaps the reason you found me is because you need my help? Say no more, friend. I'm going to give you a gift. A nasty little spell of my own creation. It's just perfect for a little one like you. Ho-ho-ho! This is a very good spell. It's your first spell, actually, in the game. So, like, using soul to heal, that's one way you can use your soul. Another way is to attack with it. Spells will deplete soul, replenish soul by striking enemies. So now you have two different ways that you can consume soul. So the question is, do you use the soul and go all out with attacks? Or do you save the soul for in case you need to heal yourself? Well, that's the age-old question. You're going to be asking yourself that pretty much throughout the entire game, so get used to it. That's all I can tell you. So coming through here. I remember one of my first times playing, I think it was my second time playing this game, I came back here later thinking that I hadn't been here before for some reason. I didn't, like, remember that I'd already been here, and I thought, oh wait, is there something I missed here? And just, oh my god, I kind of missed the pogo there. That was rather embarrassing, to tell you the truth. Anyway. Sometimes stuff can be a little hard to see because it's not sort of blends into the background, so that's another thing maybe to get used to, because like once you start to learn what to look for, then it's not so bad. That's the case with almost any game, though. A lot of these games that are like super difficult like this, or just designed to be difficult, kind of remind me of the old days, you know. But, you know, I spent a lot of time in my childhood playing games like Zelda 2, or Mega Man 1, or Castlevania 3, and games like that are not easy by any stretch. But also, back then, I didn't have like this huge backlog. Oh, hello there. So if you land on spikes, you don't actually die, you just take damage. Which, thank God for that. Thank God there's not like a lot of one-hit kill stuff in this game. In fact, there's barely anything that kills you in one hit. So that's kind of nice. But back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Well, I was saying that, like, you know, I played old games like Zelda 2 or Castlevania 3, and, like, those games are hard, too. And those games would take, you know, maybe, well, dozens of hours to really master to get good at. But, you know, so a game comes along like this, and I could see a lot of people maybe complaining about it and saying it's too hard, or saying it takes, that it doesn't really test your skill, it just tests your patience and things like that. And it's like, I kind of understand where they're coming from, because Zelda 2 and stuff will do the same thing to you. But the difference is that back then we didn't have like this huge backlog of games, and nowadays I think it's easy for people to get caught in this line of thinking where it's like, well, I have so many other games I want to play. I don't want to spend a lot of time on the same game doing the same thing over again when I have so many other games in the, you know, down the pipeline waiting to get played. And so, and that's something you didn't have to worry about back when all you had was one game a month. If that's like all your parents could afford or whatever, that's pretty much all we could afford. So when I got a new game, it was like a big deal, and I put everything into that game for a solid month. Probably played it for hundreds of hours at the end of the day. So this guy right here... Oh, shoot, I didn't show the other guy at one of these. There's actually another one of these that you could run into earlier, and it won't let you pass into the next area. And the funny thing is that... Oops, okay. Didn't mean... Oh my god! Yeah, losing the rhythm again, what'd I tell you? Here we go. Yeah, I probably should have shown that guy, actually. So make sure you don't miss this over here. Get the salt catcher. And just like that. Oh, there you are. I was wondering. I was watching over you while you slept and must have slipped away myself. I woke up and found you disappeared. You were a surprising one. Oh, I actually wanted to ask a small favor of you. You see, there is a certain creature lurking just above us in the heart of this temple. Oh, well, yet another surprise. You've slain that creature before I've even asked. Oh, maybe I could have talked to him earlier and he would have said something about that creature. Well, too late. And look, the gate between us has opened. Oh, I'm sure you're eager to move on. Farewell and have faith. Whatever you are seeking, it will find you. Oh, never give up, and good luck will find you. So benches will replenish your health, but as you may notice, it does not replenish your soul. Keep that in mind. There are hot springs that will do it, but you do not see those very often in this game. I think there's maybe 4 of them in the entire game. Maybe 5, I'm not sure. So here's that aforementioned path where the map guy was sitting. Now there's just a cassette tape or something here. Sorry, I missed you. If you're feeling lost, why not pop up to our store in Dirtmouth and purchase a map of this area? Available now for an excellent price. Yeah, I'll get right on that. In fact, I have a lot of money on me right now. I should probably go look and see what my options are here. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to make that jump. I don't know if I want to try to pull back or keep going with it. Sometimes you'll have to make those split-second decisions, and you're not sure, you know, which split-second decision was the one that spelled your doom. This is also another reason why I don't like chasing after Geo, because I accidentally scrolled down into that next area and didn't mean to. And cost us a couple of precious seconds there of lovely game time. I would like to try to learn to, because one of the achievements in this game is beat it in 5 hours. And I would like to learn to do that, because I don't think it would actually be that hard. There's definitely no way in hell I'm doing that now, but, you know, especially with me stopping to explain stuff all the time. Plus, I don't know if time spent on the subscreen counts toward the 5 hours, but it probably does, if I had to guess. Anyway, so run down here and get this guy again. Just get as much money as we can. It's like I was saying earlier, that farming spot for Geo is good, but maybe it might be better to not do that and just pick up Geo while wandering around, because at least in that sense, you're getting to know your way around the world while farming Geo, rather than just getting to know the same spot. But also, because of that thing I was saying earlier where I did the side quest 5 times and got to know that one little pathway really well, I'm not going to bother with any of these right now. These would be good. These would be super helpful if you... you know what? Maybe I will get the bench pen. Yeah. There's just one in particular that I want to get that I don't want to leave without. So we got the quill on the map now, which means it'll fill in. Like, if we see our map right now, it's, like this. Well, okay, I wanted to show the Forgotten Crossroads map. Never mind. Well, I guess I could have gone in here and looked at it this way. But now if you go down here, you can see it's all filled in, it's all proper, and the lines are totally solid, and it just looks a lot neater, a lot nicer. Why am I using the joystick all of a sudden to walk here? Jeez. Good morning. Hello, I knew we'd meet again. How do you like my cozy little store? I've made myself pretty comfortable here, selling old trinkets to travelers like yourself. If you're planning a trip below, I have several items that may improve your chance of survival. Ooh. Okay, I want this. It's a little expensive, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. So a lot of times when you kill monsters, this is a mask shard, by the way, basically a heart piece. And a lot of times when you kill monsters, the Geo gets away from you, or it falls into spikes, or it falls into water, or something where you can't get to it. And so what this shard will do, what this charm will do, is actually make it so that the geo follows you wherever you go. Now these two are pretty much, like, if you're a first-time player, these two are essential. I still use them myself, just because of how good they are. Wayward Compass, I mean, you know, it's become something of a meme that people equip Wayward Compass just to meme on, even when they don't need it, because they might be in just a boss rush or something where it wouldn't be important to have. Anyway, okay, so some of the random thing I noticed is I always hit these bells by swinging up, but I've noticed a lot of people hit it by swinging to the side. Either way works, but I always swing up, and I've noticed that most other people that I've watched swing to the side to hit it, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of strange. Okay, so we're back in Dirtmouth now. We're not really super close to where we want to go, though, so it might have been faster just to stay in... You know what? It would be faster to go from Dirtmouth, actually. I don't know what I was thinking there. I was just ringing the bell, just demonstrating stuff. These stags actually remind me of those stags you ride. I don't know if it's stags, they might be a different kind of creature, but it's some creature that you ride in Final Fantasy IX to go underground through these tunnels in these places called, like, Fossil Rue or something? I don't really quite remember. But I always thought those were super cool, and it'd be really fun to ride a ride like that. And so, yeah, that's what these guys remind me of, so it's really neat. There's one thing I think I actually haven't shown yet. Wait, isn't there another freaking grub that we can get now? I feel like I missed one. Oh well. Not a big deal. Eventually we'll get back to all of them, just not right now. Whoa, yeah, look at this. So these guys on top aren't so bad about, like, oh yeah, look how the Geo is chasing me now, yeah, so we don't have to worry about that in this room especially. If we come over here, we got this guy. Oh, thank you for saving my kids, here's some money. So the first kid won't get too much money, the second kid might get to a little more, and the third kid gets to even more. It's just 10, 20, 30 basically, I think. Yeah, we have saved 3 already, huh. I remember the hidden one, and then the one behind the guy. There is another one that's somewhere around here that I haven't gotten to yet. It's just in kind of... Oh, you know what? I think I know exactly where it is. This right here is where we're about to go. This is where that thing was that was blocking the way that I didn't show, and holy crap, I just went right past it. I don't know if this is what I think it is. This might be something else, but let me just make sure. It's like, even now, I still don't really remember everything. Oh, wow. That's kind of tricky to get to, actually, isn't it? I didn't put a whole lot of faith in that jump, but... Ooh, oh, yeah, you can totally make it. Thank God for coyote time. Oh, yeah, this is totally it. Okay. Yeah, we'll get this now. Just be careful of the stalactites, like, oh, you know what? This is not it. Well, shitballs, man. I thought this was something totally different. Well, just make a note that this is here. We'll be able to do this sometime later. Not too long from now. I probably should have looked down before I just dropped there. You almost always want to make sure you look down before you drop off a platform in this game, because you never know what's down there. It could be anything. There's a pogo right there. So a lot of times when you're going out of one zone, or out of one area and into another, you'll notice things like this, where the atmosphere kind of drastically changes around the entrance to that area. And as you come through, you get this like little transitional room, where it's kind of a mixture of both atmospheres. The Pilgrim's Way. Travelers of Hallowness descend through verdant wilds and fungal groves to the city at this kingdom's heart. There all wishes shall be granted, all truths revealed. The way I said kingdom's heart just now was not an accident. Hey, look at this, here we are. So you do need the warriors, or the Vengeful Soul, the what's it called again? Vengeful Spirit. You do need that to actually beat this guy. So I'm just gonna take it. So you're not going to have enough soul to get him in one cycle, so that's why he spits out the little guys, because every time you hit something, you get soul back. So, as long as he's spitting out dudes like that, you totally use them to replenish your soul. This is acid. Don't think I need to explain it beyond that. Just don't touch it. We come through here, yeah, it's definitely starting to look like the new area now. Still little elements of Forgotten Crossroads here a little bit, with these columns and stuff. But then we come through here, and now... Cue the music, baby. I'm just going to be quiet for a minute or two and let this play. Yeah, like this right here. Just, I mean, I'd love to see what this looks like in 3D. Like, what does the ceiling look like? Is it like an archway that goes, you know, like an archway does? I don't know. I think there was actually a bench in that room, but that might be this room. Let's get these two rooms mixed up. Yeah, I think it's this room. There's just a bench up top. These birds that keep flying away from me, they're actually in the bestiary, so if you're looking to fill out the bestiary, you will actually have to kill them eventually. And the best way to do it is with the Vengeful Spirit. You just have to do it from far away, so you get them before they can run away. I don't know how concerned I am about 100%ing the bestiary. I think it would be fun. I've never done it before. Oh, hello. Oh, a familiar face. Well, I know speedrunners, what they tend to do is to get up here, because you're not supposed to be able to get up here yet. You're supposed to go the long way around. But there's a way to, like, do that, and the knockback from that spell will actually get you up there. I've never been able to do it, because I guess I just don't have the timing skill or something, but yeah, so, that is the thing, though. Hey, I got more Geo over here. No sense in letting it pass. I don't know if the Geo that dropped into the acid there came back to me just now. There have been times when sometimes the Geo coming back to you or flying out back to you can kind of mess you up because it glows a little bit, and so sometimes it looks like there's little bullets flying toward you or something and you're not sure what they are. So it can be a little distracting, but yeah, see there. But yeah, it's not a huge deal though. I think it's worth the, you know, the price. Oh wait, that's more Geo up there. Boom, boom, boom. It can be pretty easy to get lost in these areas, let me tell you. This one too, even. Yeah, like even the early game areas, it can be easy to get lost in. In fact, I think I know the late game areas better than I know the early game areas now, just because of how much more time I've spent there. It's kind of crazy to think about, really. That's a mosquito. I want to mess with those. Boom. And then we have these platforms. I didn't really point that out, but you have these platforms that are held up by a vine. And just hit the vine, platform falls, and now you can get up here. Without that platform, we wouldn't have been able to get up here. So, yeah. It's kind of groovy. If there's a monster underneath the platform when it falls, well, they just die. Like the Joker in Metroid Prime 2. Boom, yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Oh, wait. So these guys, I didn't really explain. They always explode. You remember how I said earlier, see, we can't get up here until we get this platform from the other side. So again, another one of these puzzles where it's like, you just have to hit it from the other side to get through. And then it becomes like a two-way street. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, if you see orange, that's a bad thing. Well, it's especially true with these guys in this area. They like to just explode in an absolute deluge, or whatever you want to call it, of orange. Hey! When you see these pieces of paper sitting around on the ground, it means that the map guy is close. You'll also hear him humming to himself. Some people say he's humming Luigi's Mansion there. I could see it. I've done my best to chart the area ahead. Hey, why didn't you read my first line? I'm firing you. Okay, here we go. Yeah, look at that. Looks like we can't really do much about that up there, whatever that is. Every time I play through this game, it's like I see these early game areas and I'm like, wait, I never came back and looked to see what this was. It's like, man, no wonder I don't know where anything is in the early game. I think that's actually a big part of it too, because once you start to get all your moves, and you get to those later areas, you can actually explore them in full. But with the early game areas, you can't really do that. So, there's like a pit going down here. Let's go ahead and get this, so that way when we come back from the other side, we'll be able to get up here and just go straight down, instead of having to go around like I just did. So there you go. That's how a lot of the navigation in the game is going to go. Yep, there we go. Got him. I would do the Metroid Prime 2 laugh, but this is supposed to be a mellow LP, so I'm not going to do that. I like mellow LPs. They're fun. They're very easy, too. I think this is a bench here. Is this not? Oh, no, this is this guy. Oh, I was so worried I wasn't going to find this guy in the LP, but look at that. Here we are. Excellent.
Johnny Squib, you approach fearless. Are you a hunter like me? Do you feel the urge inside to stalk, to kill, to understand? Then take it, my journal. It will aid you. The first text may seem difficult to discern, but a learned hunter will come to understand its words. Venture the depths of this land and slay its beast. Prove yourself worthy to bear the mark of hunter.
And this, my friends, is our bestiary, also known as the Hunter's Journal. So open the menu, then navigate to the journal pane, defeat enemies to add new entries to the journal. So now, every time you beat an enemy, most of the time, if you haven't already filled it out, it'll say something in the bottom left corner like new journal entry added, or it'll show a little symbol down there indicating that you've just added one to it. Because if you go in there and look now, a lot of them, it'll say, like, for example, Vengeful, defeat 23 more to decipher the hunter's notes. Or some of them we have their IDs already, though, so it'll say, like, dull and pathetic, hardly worth killing. Yeah, but every single one of these has a story. So it's really kind of cool to look in and see what the hunter's notes are. I've never actually read all these. Spends its time tapping its way through the roads and caverns near the surface of this kingdom. If you're patient, you can wait for it to come to you and pick it off. Aspid Hunter, Aspid Mother. If it's like a boss or something, chances are you'll only have to defeat one of it, but yeah, look at this, we gotta defeat 30 of these. Leaping Husk, 31, wow, there's a lot of these. They really do encourage you to kind of go around. There's our first boss, the False Knight. Weak creatures love to steal the strength of others, their lives are brief and fearful, and they yearn to have the power to dominate those who have dominated them. Oh, and of course the Elder Balder, Denture. As they age, these creatures become too heavy and lumpy to roll around freely. Instead, they curl up and hide from the world. What do they think of in there, wrapped up inside themselves? More carefree times, perhaps. Oh wow, Shade. Hey wait, we haven't seen this yet. This is the thing that gets left behind when you die. You have to go kill it to get your money back. Each of us leaves an imprint of something when we die, a stain on the world. I don't know how much longer this kingdom can bear the weight of so many past lives. So many? But it's just me that does that, right? Right? I don't know. This seems like a good spot to maybe leave off. I don't know, usually I'd prefer to leave off at a bench, but this is okay, because I'm probably going to go ahead and record the next one just after this, so it won't matter too much. But yeah, next time on Hollow Knight, we're going to follow through Greenpath and see if we can find that cute girl that ran away from us a minute ago. See you guys later.